Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Ryan Selvey, and we're here today with aescripts and plugins for day 3 of sale, week number 4 for summer week of sales or summer sales, and we are looking at all different plugins and scripts that are available on aescripts.com for a discounted price of 25% off.
Amazing.
All week, but all week is halfway through. So this is the last week of sales of the summer for aescripts.com. So it ends all on Friday. So if you are sitting on the fence about any of these plugins or scripts, make sure you check them out today, tomorrow, or Friday, because then they'll be gone. Yeah, I'm very excited about a bunch of the ones that we have on today, including Hover and Social Beam. Today we have Bretton on, and it's exciting to see all the different capabilities that you can do straight from After Effects, straight to things like a Facebook, Twitter, you name it. Want to say hello to a bunch of people in the chat. Hello to Brody, hello to Annika, hi to Randall, as always, and Lloyd is here in the chat and also about to be on screen. And then also over on YouTube, we have Alex Pratt. So thank you guys for taking the time to tune in. If you have any questions or comments as we go through today's agenda, please holler out in the chat and we'll go from there. Let us know if there's anything on the list in particular that you're excited about or that you want to know more information about. We'll be going in depth with a few of the plugins today, and we'll be going till about 5. So just make sure you chat and say hello, or if you just want to say hi, there's that too. Hi, Connor. Good to see you. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to roll the intro for today, and then we'll go ahead and we will bring Lloyd in right after that. So thank you for tuning in, and here we go. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring in Lloyd. So, hey, Lloyd, how's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
Doing great. Good to be back for day number 3, halfway through the sale for this week, which means that we're about to be closing out sometime soon, which seems like
it's hot today. The sale is so hot; it's making the whole planet hot.
Yeah, is that what's doing it? Maybe we should shut down the site. Also, welcome back, Machine Must Work, who we will be having on the show tomorrow, which is exciting. And we just did a little test earlier today to make sure all the audio and video is good. But we've got lots to talk about tomorrow, including a new plugin that will go live tomorrow for tomorrow's broadcast, which is exciting. But we'll talk more about that later in the stream today, or we'll be talking mostly about it tomorrow. But today we're really excited to have Bretton. As you guys saw in the intro, there is Hover, there's Social Beam, also KeyFast and Raster Fast, which are all really great plugins, and we'll be going through kind of what their strengths are. Social Beam is still very new, so a lot of you might have not have heard of Social Beam. It is included in the sale, though. If you guys want to check out the sale, just go to aescripts.com. It'll bring you directly to the sales in question, but also if you want to go and click into the banner at the top, it'll bring you into a breakdown of everything that is offered for the sales. And then, of course, we're here with Lloyd. If you guys aren't familiar with Lloyd, Lloyd is the creator of aescripts.com. So, Lloyd, do you want to talk a little bit about what made you start up the website and what the website serves as a purpose?
Yeah, I mean, I feel it's not really a big secret. What we want to do is just get great tools in the hands of After Effects artists. A lot of the tools are just workflow improving tools. A lot of the things we sell are just tools that make you save time throughout the day. So you can focus on what it is that you really want to do, which is either design or animate, or just go and have a beer after, whatever is really most important to you.
Yeah, we'll be talking more about BG Renderer also on Friday, which has a lot to do with wanting to go get a beer while still working. But Lloyd actually has a very extensive background as a motion designer himself. And so he knows these products inside and out, not only because he's a motion designer, but also you go through and you personally curate all of these products, correct?
Yeah, the After Effects ones I do, yeah. And yeah.
No, it's great because
it's just there's so many. When we first started this, we were the only place in town, so we were essentially accepting everything. But as we've grown, other people have copied us. Adobe themselves have opened the marketplace, so there's lots of outlets now for tools. So we can be really sort of picky now and just pick the stuff that we really feel is of high enough quality and is of something that we feel that's going to be really helpful and useful to people.
You can get products all on aescripts that are for all use cases and skill levels. There are things on here that are button plugins where it serves pretty much one function and you click it and it does what you want it to do. And then we have things like Transition Pro, which we had yesterday, which has an hour-long tutorial just to get you through all the different settings of a particular plugin. So make sure you go and peruse.
We aim to try and avoid that, by the way. The best products are the ones that require no tutorial, right? That's like
subjectively, because
it's a UI UX success story.
It's a UI UX story, but also the idea that some of these have such an extensive capability, and you can really dive in and really personalize the result that you have. Because I know a lot of designers out there, including myself, sometimes feel a little bit weird about using a plugin or a template because you're worried that someone's going to be able to identify what you're doing, and it's kind of like a magician almost, where you don't want people to know how you got to that final product.
Well, but you're also sort of playing to your hipster orbit, I think, of geeks, nerd geeks.
Hey, we're both in Brooklyn here. You can't completely separate yourself from the hipsters.
Keep your keyframe geeks. No, I mean it's always good, of course, to try and avoid cliches, but sometimes sometimes that's what the job needs because you have to do a very long piece, or I don't know, various reasons. But talking about no tutorials, we just released a new product, I think on Monday, from Eberts and Zucker, which is Dan Eberts and Oren Zucker. If you've not heard of Dan Eberts, then you haven't been using After Effects long enough, I think.
Right.
And their tagline, it's called Go Type, and it's a very simple. This is a perfect example of a tool that doesn't try to do like super crazy a million things. It just does simple text animations quickly and easily. And their tagline is no tutorial needed. So, so there you go.
That's actually also
that,
included in the sale this week. Even
yeah,
though it
yeah,
just
yeah.
launched this week, it's
All
still
their
included, which is
tools,
great.
all the Ebert and Zucker tools are on sale this week, which is obviously Type Monkey, Motion Monkey, Layer Monkey, all the monkey tools. But GoType is their latest one that they just released.
They have some really great imagery also. Like I really like the Rubberize It branding that they have.
Yeah, they do great. They
reminds me of like the like little gag toys that you would have in the dollar store. I'm not to say that it looks like a dollar extension, but it's just the aesthetic that they're going off of is cool.
That's all Oren. Oren's the marketing guy, and Dan Eberts, as you can imagine, is the programmer in that duo. And it's a great
behind it all.
It's a great partnership. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, I don't want to keep Bretton waiting too long. We're excited to have Bretton on the show. Like I said, there's a handful of different extensions that we're going to be going over, but I don't want to speak on his behalf too much, so we're going to go ahead and bring him in. So, hey, Bretton, how's it going?
Hey guys, going good. How are you guys doing?
Doing great. Thank you for being on the show.
Hey.
You and Lloyd know each other, obviously. It seems like everyone that comes on these shows are like, "Oh, hi, Ryan," and then they walk in like, "Oh, Lloyd's here. Hey, Lloyd, known you for 15 years."
Well, this is my first time chatting with Lloyd in person, whereas Ryan, I talked with you just yesterday. So
yeah,
so we go farther back, I guess.
yeah. But it's good to chat with you in person, Lloyd.
Same here. We live in weird times where it's like, meeting you on camera versus just over email, or in person versus, it's like different badges of your relationship.
There we go.
Gamify the social experience because we need more badges.
I like it.
But today, we're going to be talking about a few different of your products, but I thought maybe we could start off with what got you into the whole aescripts, AE plugins world, and why you started creating plugins for these programs.
Yeah. Let's see. So I've been in the design world for a while, and I sort of dabbled around with like web design and everything. And I had a hard time getting over the hump of actually becoming like a developer or programmer. And so I had an idea for a tool, which is now KeyFast. And to get myself motivated, I figured, okay, I'll donate the profits, or at least like the first 1,000 sales if I make 1,000 sales on KeyFast. And so then I had this fuel of like, this tool is waiting. There's people that are waiting for this tool to be made. So that's what happened. It kind of I had maybe like 3 or 4 months, and I just sort of like obsessively worked after work and cranked it out. And when Lloyd accepted it, I was like mildly starstruck. Like, I did it on aescripts.
You were selected. So let's go ahead and let's check out the trailer for KeyFast.
Sorry,
and then we can continue to talk after that.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Number one, great music selection. I feel like I'm like playing Fallout, or I'm in an old speakeasy. And number two, awesome, very knowledgeable trailer. It's my understanding that you made the trailer for it, right?
Yeah. So far, I've made all the trailers for my scripts.
Oh, so they're all your babies in both product and advertisement, which is always fun.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. I know you spoke about the first 1,000 going to a charity. Is that something that's still going on? Have you hit 1,000 yet?
I hit 1,000, yeah.
Wow! Woo! Congratulations! That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
The joke I was gonna
make. It's the best confetti that I got for you. Sorry, I don't have one that says you did it, but we'll go for that.
That's great.
It's
Lloyd's joke has been cut off twice so far.
Yeah, I know. This joke better be good now because I've tried to do it 2 times. I was just gonna say
I'm ready.
The reason I accepted KeyFast is the reason I accepted KeyFast is because there was literally a line of people outside the website waiting for this tool to be released.
And then once you open the floodgates, it's ready to go. Alex says I use this literally every day, which is exciting.
There you go.
So obviously there's people that have gotten really into it. And when you did that, it obviously opened up another potential for you to address a lot of your other problems that you had needing solution for. The most recent being Social Beam, though. So I wanted to go ahead. We can come back to KeyFast in just a second, but I do know you're excited to talk about Social Beam. So I want to go ahead and touch on that first. So let's watch that trailer real quick, and then we'll go from there. DJ Quad's again, always killing it.
Yeah, he's my go-to now.
Are you secretly DJ Quad?
It's my side hustle.
Yeah, right. you have layers. It's all just going further lower.
Yeah.
Another great trailer. I know that one doesn't necessarily highlight what it made as far as the trailer itself, but the plugins that you used in the creation that you made, especially for the star zoom, was really cool on that trailer. But I know that it was mostly highlighting Social Beam. Social Beam lets you post to how many different social networks?
Currently Instagram, so 1.
It's Instagram Beam.
Soon. Yes, but intentionally named Social Beam because then it has room to expand.
Is that something that you are actively working on bringing to like Twitter or Facebook?
Actively exploring. I think right now just taking a breather from it being launched. But yeah.
No breaks.
It just launched, Ryan. Give the guy a break.
Yes. But yeah, absolutely. Like if the API is open for LinkedIn and Twitter and TikTok and Dribble, that would be awesome.
That would be fantastic. I know you'll have to juggle a lot with different codecs and requirements. So I remember when I was working at an agency, the capabilities of every different social network are just slightly different. So, you know, you can only upload this file size here and, you know, this codec here. So it'll be interesting. But it's really exciting to see it on Instagram because obviously that's a go-to for a lot of people that are creating content. You said it recently launched, though. When did it go live?
It went live, I think, Friday evening, which is probably the worst time to launch a tool, but I'll take it.
No, I disagree. I think it's funny because I think we discussed this, that you wanted to launch on Monday. I think what we have found is that we when you release it on Thursday or Friday, it's sort of like it lets people soak it in over the weekend, and then, you know, when they get back to work, we then mention, of course, the release in our newsletter, and it's kind of had a few days to kind of, you know, soak up. Versus if we just release it on Monday, everybody's so busy on Monday. You know, you get to work and you got a million emails to do and all this other stuff. So it's easier to sort of get lost in the mix that way.
You got to play with people's laziness too.
It's not a perfect science, of course, but yeah.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Let's just
But
put it this way: all of the tools we've released that have become sort of viral sensations were all released on a Thursday or Friday, and we've never had a viral tool release on a Monday. So
you guys hear that? Never release anything on Monday ever.
this is Livestream secrets only.
Elise says that Friday is when music's released and payday, so all around.
There you go. Andale, you see.
Yeah. Also, hello to Katerina who just joined the chat. Good to have you back. And yeah, we're just talking to Bretton about his plugins, and we just went over Social Beam, which is a After Effects to Instagram bridge that makes it really easy to just render out and post, which is great. Now, Bretton, have you used it a lot for your own posts recently?
I have, yeah. I have an Instagram account called Brander Design, which is mediocre, but yes, probably the most recent like 12 posts were all like testing out Social Beam. And my first realization is I was just trying to make it easier. And then when I started doing it, I was like, this is fun. It feels like a game now, which I have not experienced in a long time for Instagram.
Yeah, no, I mean, Instagram's also constantly changing as well with how we use it. And I still am addicted to it, even though, TikTok is a thing. There's people like me who I still get all my design inspiration and folder right off of Instagram. So I'm glad to see that there's support for it.
That's sort of my goal in this, Ryan, is to like convince you why you should get each of these tools.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm already exhausted I use After Codex for the most part, which is a great plugin, also on aescripts, but I normally have to do that. Then I have to like email it to myself so that I can then open it on my phone and then download it and then go to Instagram and post from Instagram.
Yes.
So you're cutting like 10 steps out of my way.
And
Emailing it to yourself.
I was wondering, like, this can't just be me, right? And I have to do a quick Google. What size does Instagram take? What frame rate does Instagram take? If I get it wrong, I have to do it again. So, yep.
That's perfect.
And these KeyFast and Social Beam, and like I was saying earlier, most of the tools that we have on the site are tools that are just going to shave some time off your day, right? Also going to cut out errors, because by automating things, you're less likely to make human errors and things. So of course you can do all those 5 steps that you just described, Brian, but here you have literally 3 clicks and not forget that the clicks, it's the amount of time, and you could actually just make sure you're going straight from your screen to the post. No chances for anything to go wrong.
And speaking of clicks, the next one that I also do want to talk about is Hover. And I was actually talking to Bretton about this on Tuesday when we were doing an audio check. And I was saying I have been eyeing Hover for way too long. I think now is finally the week to get it.
Have you been hovering over it?
I've been hovering over Hover. And basically, Hover is one of those tools that it hurts my pride because of dumb hipsterness, like we were talking about, where I'm like, I can do this. I don't need to have a program do this for me. But the amount of hours that I probably would save by just like swallowing my pride and doing Hover will be light and day. So it is on sale, so I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it today, but I am going to go ahead. We're going to roll it, and you guys see what I'm talking about.
You're doing it wrong.
One of the best to ever do it.
What is freedom? Waking up in the morning and going to sleep at night, and in between doing exactly what I want to do.
I love the music once again, especially the little snippet at the end is so extra, and I love it.
Yeah, I like the little vocals. He's like, "What is freedom?" It's like not having to keyframe your mouse is freedom.
I mean, honestly, and Ryan, I'm surprised that you would have sort of hipster pride in animating and something like that. Like, if you're a good animator, you're a good designer. Why are you animating UI elements that don't even need to be designed because they've already been designed, right? You're kind of like thing. It's like, and especially animating all these like hovers and invert click button clicks in After Effects take so many steps.
Absolutely, so many steps and so many variables that you have to change the small keyframes for. And it's really cool to see in Hover specifically having the auto update to both the cursor and the buttons and being able to map an area and have it switch from one to the next, which is just, that's incredible. I mean, that saves so much time and so much headache.
Now, just because you use a tool like this and you can create a button animation in 2 clicks, whereas normally it would take you a whole day to animate, doesn't mean that you should not bill your client for a whole day's worth of work. And that, my friend, is the secret.
Yeah, and you spend all that money and you just send it right over to Bretton because he's the one that did it. So it's no longer yours.
No, but I mean, people complain about the price of the tools sometimes. I wouldn't say all the time, but people do complain. I think people have gotten used to like the iPhone store where apps need to be 99 cents. You're talking about a huge volume difference. But you also need to not forget that, a tool that might cost, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, even $100, as animators or designers, you're hopefully making more than that in a day. And if you just think about all the hours that this one $30 tool or $40 tool is going to save you, and like I said, you really absolutely should not charge the client, the appropriate time for that. It's like such a no-brainer, it really is, even if you just use it on one job. And by making it a paid tool, you're ensuring that the tool is going to be supported and that and it's going to be iterated and new great tools are going to be created. So at the end of the day, it's all sort of like an infinite loop,
And I totally agree with that. If you're not either making an extra $30 or saving $30 worth of time or however much the tool costs, then like you should return it, because I definitely don't want, like, if it's not useful to you, I don't want you to have purchased it. It's just that I believe that most of these tools are actually pay for themselves in some way.
No, yeah, absolutely. And right now it's at $18.75 for Hover, and if you don't make more than $18.75 an hour for your motion work, you're not charging enough. You should charge more. I'm just letting everyone on Behance know specifically that are my followers. Pricing is a whole complicated issue in itself. But please, please, please help me sleep and let me know that you are charging more than $18.75 an hour.
But even if, and because we're talking to a global audience, and we shouldn't be saying that you can charge X, Y, and Z if you're in a different part of the world.
Oh yeah, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to shame. I don't mean to be ignorant. I apologize.
But what is universal is that you really should not be wasting your time on things that can be done programmatically. So that is, no matter how much you're charging an hour, even if you're doing the job for free, if you can save time by not having to animate something that it's going to look actually probably not as good, because doing something like button click is just a lot of busy work and you're likely to make some mistakes, or you might not get the timing of it right. You might need to have to look at references and whatnot.
Smarter, not harder. Stacy's asking, hi Bretton, does Hover have any options within each thing for more than one click effect or look? And if not, is that something that you plan on implementing?
Hi, Stacy. Yeah, so let's see here. Right now, the things that you can customize with Hover are the brightness level of the button, the actual mouse itself, like the hand, the grabbing hand, the finger, and but no, currently there's just the default click animation. In the future, yes, I hope to add more like custom button options, more click options, and there was one other, but I forgot what it was.
So where is the cursor sourced from then? Is the cursor included in the plugin itself? Like the styling of it?
Yes, and then all that goes into pre-comp, so you can just switch out your mouse in the pre-comp.
So I could make that like
anything that you design
if I want.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then also going back one tool, I didn't mean to jump from Social Beam because I missed that Jay Kelly had a question about it. Jay Kelly is asking, why do we have to have an Instagram business account to use it? Is that something that's just on the back end that requires you to have a business account in order to post?
Yeah, it's just on the back end. So all these steps are kind of annoying, but it takes like maybe 5 seconds to actually switch your account to a business account. And I have like a video showing how to do that. But yeah, unfortunately, that's just Instagram's rules.
And
No,
if you're posting enough that you need a tool like this to improve your workflow, you probably should be on a business account. But yeah, those are Facebook rules. Not Bretton would have happily not put you through extra steps if that was avoidable.
And so, Bretton, did you want to? I see that you have you do have a little bit something pulled up on your screen. Is that something you wanted to work on with Social Beam? Do you want to show it off a little bit?
I do, yeah. So I just want to show off mostly like how simple and rewarding this whole process is. I have my animation here, and this is actually promoting the live stream right now. So I'm secretly going to hope that aescripts posts this or something like that. But yeah, super straightforward. Social Beam just takes whatever comp you have open or whichever one you're selecting. And if there's something wrong with it, like if the frame rate is off or if I change the dimensions, it'll give you warnings to let you know like what needs to change.
Oh, that's great. And so you don't even have to fully render out and see that it's a disaster on your grid before you know that something's wrong.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So it gives you really helpful feedback. And then all you have to do is click render and this thing will crank it out. Great bonus feature is it spits out an MP4 for you. So you can use that wherever you want. So honestly, you don't even have to post it if you just want an MP4. And yeah, then they'll upload it. And in a second, I'll be able to write a caption as well. So probably tag aescripts in here.
And where does this live on your system?
Wait, hold on. He's not done with the demo. Let's go back to this.
It's coming back. It's coming back. It's coming back.
Yeah. So this lives right next to your After Effects project file. It just makes a little folder called Beam Renders. And it doesn't clog it up. It just keeps the one single last file that you rendered. So if you keep turning them out, it'll just keep the one for you.
Is that an MP4 or an MOV or animation file?
Yeah, MP4.
Oh, awesome. So then you can also hypothetically go and grab that if you'd like, and then drag that onto your Twitter or what have you.
Definitely, yes.
Oh. And then you said that it's over on Instagram.com/branderdesign, right?
Yep, Branded Design on Instagram.
Right. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to post that in both of the chats here for you guys to check it out. Make sure you give Bretton a follow. And then also we can see if this pops up once it's done publishing. And you can see that he just completely did everything in After Effects and it's already for him to view right there.
So I don't know if you guys can see, but essentially you can click the View on Instagram button. And I think you probably only see my After Effects, but it pulls up.
Yeah, we can.
I can even pull it up on mine. Ba-ba! Look at it right there.
It is.
Big fan. You're the first to like it.
First like.
And also, I'm going to follow, as you guys should as well. So
please don't take my Instagram as like a standard. This is like, yeah.
This is the standard. This is everything Bretton stands for is on this page. If it's not on this page, nothing to do with them.
Yeah.
But that's great. That was so seamless. It was so quick. You can see actually on the post itself, the quality is great. It's the right size. It has the right dimensions and everything. And it's uploaded 55 seconds ago. So you guys can see that it happened right in real time. And it perfect. So make sure you guys pop out. I'm actually going to also go ahead and copy this Instagram link. And I'm going to throw it in here as well. NT Productions, who we love, who's also going to be a contributor for aescripts, is saying FFmpeg on the back end to convert to MP4? ?
Yes.
All right. Your answer is yes.
It's called FFmpeg.
FFmpeg. I just
FFmpeg is sort of like the standard tool that everybody, like when you upload a video to YouTube or Facebook or Behance, it converts it behind the scenes using FFmpeg. So
yeah, it's one of those things where a lot of my education in a lot of design programs was prior to going to art school, and I specifically remember like being in like freshman or sophomore year of high school and being like opacity rather than opacity, because I had just only watched like subtitled tutorials on YouTube up until that point, and I hadn't had a design class yet.
But that's okay.
So
Most users, you should not need to know what FFmpeg is. It's a command line application. It's a super dense. It's super powerful, which is why you can create awesome tools like this. But it's really not the most user-friendly thing on the planet. So that's why you just leave it for the developers to create a nice tool around it. And there's a million tools that have FFmpeg as the engine in the background.
For all the brainy boys, AE scripts and AE plugins, and girls.
Yeah. And do you mind if I jump in, Ryan?
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
The two things I want to call out before I forget is this script is actually a partnership with me and my buddy Miles. So I do not want to take the glory for his wonderful like development skills. And the second thing is, if I'm trying to convince you, Ryan, to buy this, my value proposition to you is that if you increase the amount that you post by 10%, you're probably going to get another gig, another client. There's a lot of opportunity cost there, right?
Right.
So
Pays for itself.
Pays for itself if you get a single gig or a single job offer, which over the course of your lifetime seems likely.
Is most likely to happen, hopefully.
It's most likely. Yeah. It's most
If not,
likely
we have bigger issues.
Yeah.
Elise is asking if I have an already rendered MP4, can I use this just for the publish option?
Just to create an MP4?
I think
you could drag the MP4 into After Effects, put it in a comp, and then use the tool to post it.
Yes.
Yeah, just create comp from selection, and
there you go.
Render it out for you.
Yeah, you can render it out. You can even you don't have to post it. You could just render it and hit cancel before hitting post, and then you just have an MP4.
Now, this is directly linked to just your Instagram, which you just go to the cog. I don't want to have you dox yourself. But you just connect it to just an Instagram or Facebook business profile, and then you're set to go. You don't ever have to really worry about validating it again, right? Like it's pretty much one and done.
Yeah, so it'll like every once in a while I'll have to check in just to make sure.
Because that's Facebook, that's Instagram.
Yeah. And but like for me, I have my password like auto-filled there, so I just click one more like yep, and move on.
Jay Kelly is asking, what is the timeline for other social sites after you take a break? Big winky face.
I have no idea because I haven't even looked into like API stuff in depth. So part of it also is what do people want the most? So yeah, maybe you tell me.
There's a request right here from Elise, our trusty Montreal, our Quebecois, asking about batch posting. Basically, what if you already have 100 pre-rendered MP4s that you need to all upload to?
That's a great idea. I love that feature. So yeah, definitely we can add that feature in a future version. Essentially, if you just select multiple comps in your project panel, then we could crank all those out one after another.
This is a good time to remind everybody that you don't have to be on the live stream to make feature requests, although as you can see, our developers are very much open to hearing feedback. As a matter of fact, Bretton, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is sort of, you start out with the initial idea, but then once you put things out in the wild, people give you sort of their feedback, and that kind of builds the tool into something that's better and more usable for everybody. But Ryan, where can people get in touch directly with all of the aescripts authors if they want to have a feature request?
So you guys, it's really easy to go ahead and get into contact with people. If you just go into support and then contact, you can actually go straight to a spot where you can create a new support ticket, and it goes straight to developers.
Well, you have to go click on the support ticket. You have to select the product, right? So there you so you went there from the social beam page, so that's why it automatically selected it. But but
smart.
basically,
That's a smart feature right there. You don't have to do that, but you can.
I mean, we are developers after all, so yeah. But you can select any product, and it will put you directly in contact with that developer. Of course,
Santa?
if you
Santa something, what was that?
it's a credit.
This little credit helper.
It's a credit utility.
I love this section.
But yeah, so this is a great way for anybody to get in touch with. Of course, if you have a order-related issue or a licensing issue or whatever, anything we can take care of there. But this is the best way to get in touch with us and Bretton and all the other developers on the site.
And then we have one more that I want to touch on, which is the Raster Fast. And so let's watch that, and we can talk about that in a little bit.
You know those projects where you have to rasterize everything, and then you have to go into all your pre-comps and then rasterize everything again? That's why I made Raster Fast. You can just click to rasterize, and it will go through your entire project and rasterize all the layers based on the checkboxes that you selected. Raster Fast lets you select pre-comps, Illustrator, or all layers. Then you simply choose if you want to rasterize the entire project or this comp only.
And once again, this is one of those pieces of support that you don't need an extension for, but can save you such a unquantifiable amount of time in your lifetime of work. Because sometimes you'll go and you'll render something out, and then you'll go to check the little preview before you send off to a client, and you see a blurry shape, and you're like, oh, man, I got to go back. I have to make sure that it's rasterized, and then we could go and make sure. Go from there, which is crazy. This is a great tool,
and it's a name your own price tool. We should mention. Usually, tools that are quite, I would say, on the simpler side of the spectrum, like this, we actually have very capable tools that are name your own price. But this is like the kind of tool. As a matter of fact, you were asking why I started aescripts. Initially, I created tools like that for, we were working in a team, and I needed the team to be able to like do these things faster without having to literally click on every layer. So I would create tools like exactly like that would just really not just make it faster, but less errors. That's the other. Remember I mentioned this before about human errors. When you're going by hand and clicking, it's very easy that you miss one. But with this, boom, all pre-comps, you didn't miss anything. It's all done for you. So.
And I love that you can select where you want to categorize it. Like I love the idea that it can just be all of your Adobe Illustrator files, and you don't have to worry about it using your system's resources on something that doesn't matter if you only want it to be on the Illustrator files, which is cool.
Yeah, definitely. So this one was like, I was in New York visiting a friend, and then I went to a coffee shop, and I was like, oh, I need this tool. And so this was like a small enough one. I cranked out most of it in that coffee shop. But that's why everything.
Were you on vacation? I thought we were doing work-life balance here.
What's that?
I thought we were doing work-life balance here.
I mean, it's like when inspiration strikes, you got to go.
Was it a Brooklyn coffee shop?
It was. I'm not a hipster, right? I'm sorry. It was a Starbucks. I think it was like Starbucks, whatever their like nice upper class.
Okay. Well, next time you're in town, we'll get you to a cooler coffee shop.
Okay.
Maybe you'll create something even cooler, even though this was already great.
Although if you just want to sit around and use the laptop, then Starbucks is probably the best place to go.
Yeah, that is
true.
But no, this is great. So I know for each one we've been talking about why I should get it. Why should I get this one?
Ooh, let's see here. Yeah, see, Ryan, I want to sell you on on KeyFast and Hover. Raster Fast you should get when you have a amount of annoyance that's greater than $0, because you can get it for free for $0.
Brilliant. You can also pay $1,000 for it if you guys want to. You can go above and beyond. It's up to you. And then, yeah, to your point, we actually did, we played the promo for KeyFast, but we didn't really talk that much about it. Did you kind of want to give it its day in the sun?
Yeah, that would be great. I think if I could even just like screen share just to show KeyFast in action a little bit.
Absolutely.
So this little guy over here is KeyFast. And
you can drag that around anywhere you want, right?
You can drag it anywhere. You can change it from like horizontal to vertical layout, so it fits in wherever. But it gets all your basic animations. So, and so we can take everything and we could say like scale it up. We can stagger things. Let's see here. So yeah, it's super handy for like explainer videos. We have this super intuitive easing button, which so if I have some keyframes down, then you can either just select an entire layer and it will ease everything, or you can select a single keyframe and it will ease just a single keyframe. But this is really cool because you can get as precise or as you can just select the entire everything and just ease. So that's just like a super handy button. But yeah, so it also has, I don't think that you can see it on your screen, but there's a little help tip here that shows me I can hold down Shift and I can hold down Alt and kind of get some more power user features. So for example, right now, my slide is set to only be like 100 pixels. But if I wanted to, I could hold Shift and it would slide everything from out of screen instead of just sliding 100 pixels. And
wow,
I also
awesome.
have, yeah, thank you. Overshoot is on right now as well.
So it automatically puts in there so that it has a little bit of some curve to its delivery.
Yeah. And overshoot is just like if you click on your settings here, it's just a checkbox and you can turn it on or off and you can change the percentage of overshoot. But yeah, so like I could animate a scene super quickly just by like, I don't know, slide everything in, give it some stagger. The trim paths I like a lot too. You can apply trim paths here, and then it's nice to kind of overlay them. So if you trim on and then trim off, or add some rotate with your trim paths. So yeah, it's really nice to like at least get a basic iteration of your animation, and then you can work from there.
I mean, that's beyond basic.
Sorry, what was that?
That I was gonna say that's beyond basic. That's like a full logo animation right there. You just did in 5 seconds.
Definitely, yeah. So now that you mentioned it, Ryan, I prepared for you a quick demo animation where we will use KeyFast. So let's say we were making this logo for Ryan, which I didn't. Yeah, super quick. You could just do like, cool. Let's scale up your name. We'll maybe like, I don't know, crop these guys, give them some artistic flair. Then we can stagger them. Maybe stagger them the other way.
Nice.
Wow. And then maybe we want some trim path to follow these guys. So we'll do trim path. So yeah, you can see like super quickly. Get it wrong way, but yeah, super quickly you can just get like logo animation done. And then one of the buttons I haven't touched on yet is it also has like a clone feature. So I can clone all those keyframes and then just time reverse them. And now we have an animation off or something like that.
That's fantastic. So you can basically do a in and out sort of situation just by cloning it and reversing it.
Exactly. Yeah. Probably.
We have a lot of hype in the chat from Jason. Jason says KeyFast was literally a game changer. Jake Kelly say KeyFast looks amazing so fast. Annika's saying that KeyFast seems really handy in all caps. And then also, I do want to shout out Brody was here earlier, but Brody actually drew that little avatar. So if he's still here, thank you, Brody. Now you can see it in action.
Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, it's definitely like my buddy Alex Brott mentioned in the chat, he was an early tester of KeyFast, and I had to do some convincing to get him to use it. And then as soon as he used it, he was like, "Where has this been?" Like,
Yeah.
So yeah. And now he's a big, like, he's come to my chat. So thanks, Alex.
I can definitely see it being of significant use for me, especially with your ability to just have something be off frame and then come onto frame. I do that in almost every product that I ever work on, and it's one of those tedious tasks that if I can just shift click,
Yes,
a lot easier.
And like this kind of, I mean, he just did a lower third animation there that you would, if somebody might go out and buy an After Effects template for this, but as you can see, he actually just really designed it. But by being able to iterate so quickly with these buttons, you can actually try something, you don't like it. Did you see he was like, oh, wait, no, stop, let me undo that. Let me reverse it. Let me try the other way. And you're just sitting there, and what you're doing is you're designing and you're animating. It's really what your skill is, instead of being sort of, you didn't see him open the graph. You didn't see him open the graph editor once, but all those motion graphs are really pretty and really great. So yeah, good stuff.
Fantastic. And yeah, Annika's saying that's insane. Wow. And Elise is asking for the link for KeyFast. I'm going to go ahead and throw it in the chat real quick over here. And Jason says, I've used it in a production environment, and it can really help for continuity across the team, which is actually a really good point. Because when you're passing hands, especially with something as customizable as curves, you can easily get something that doesn't feel as cohesive when it trades hands. And with something like this, if everyone has the same button, same process, you can work on a project and it can all look like it's coming from one person.
Definitely, yeah. And then KeyFast also has the settings button, which lets you set the amount of like what your easing values are, and you can even like really quickly customize them. So I could click my settings button and I get a whole panel to change, how far does it slide, how much does it rotate, or I can like alt click on any of those buttons and it'll give me this really quick little pop out panel. And I wish you guys could see it, but I know you can't because the pop-out doesn't show on the stream. But yeah, so this pop-up panel just has like, you just input a number and then hit enter, and then suddenly your easing's changed or your slide amount is changed or rotation amount.
And just from a usability sake of also having those hovers, I know for when you were looking at earlier with the top two buttons, and just having the capability of seeing like different functionality by just having that small reminder without having to read a huge tutorial. To Lloyd's point, you don't need tutorials. It seems very reminder friendly, which is always very helpful when you have so many plugins.
Definitely.
Jason makes a really good point that over in the YouTube chat, that it can really help. It's great for production environments when you're working with teams. Helps with the continuity across the team. So, by presetting these moves, then you can be assured that everybody's motion when there's several people working on stuff is going to look the same. It's going to match, which is a huge point.
Yeah. Well,
and that's, for example, something. Yeah.
I'm cutting you off so much today. I'm so
sorry.
No,
it's okay. I think there's a little bit of a delay on my side, but it's all good.
But that is the 4 plugins. 4, right? Did I not count? Yeah, that's the 4 plugins that we have for you for today. Was there any last bits of detail you wanted to touch on before we have people go off and buy out all 4?
Yeah, just all these tools you can try them for free. You don't even have to buy. So I don't know. I think I know some of these for sure. Like I think that KeyFast is one of those. I just use it on everything. I feel really confident that almost everybody can use it and it's worth their time. Hover is a little more niche. Social Beam maybe a little more niche. But yeah, just give them a shot. And if you buy them and you regret it, return them. But yeah, they're solid tools. KeyFast is the most generically helpful.
And obviously reach out to you through the contact form with ideas and suggestions for future products, but also be kind to yourself and take some time off before reapproaching some of that Social Beam. But all four are really, really great products. I think that you can't go wrong. I mean, obviously try them out first, but I think all of these are really foolproof. They really show what they are at a very easy level. You know what you're getting when you got it, and I think it can really apply to any workflow. These are all things that people do every single day. So, great selection.
Thank you.
If that's it, though, I just want to say thanks for coming on the show. We're really looking forward to seeing what comes next with any of these. As you guys may or may not know, aescripts really great with keeping updates available through the plugin manager, which once you go in, you have it on your system, you can go and you can upload updates and licenses all straight through the program. So when you are logged in, you can easily just see everything that you got. You can click install, uninstall, and if Bretton does any updates, it will automatically pop up with a little icon letting you know that you can update it, and it's just as easy as that, updating it. So you can see that I have an update for Lockdown, and all I have to do is click install, and it'll leave me a little progress bar. It'll ask me if it's okay, and then boom, it's done. Also, when you go to licenses, you click activate. I don't know if it shows you this stuff, so I'm not going to click it. But yeah,
It does not.
It does not. Okay, cool. So I can just click license, click activate, boom, it's activated. So
Boom.
easy, no system files, no codes. It's already linked to my address. I didn't have to import these into it or anything. They just automatically pop up. But these sales are on till Friday. Sounded like Lord was about to say something.
No, just thank you, Bretton, and thank you, Ryan.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
It was great chatting with you, and thanks for people streaming, coming in. What's the word? Not streaming. Thank you for watching.
Oh yeah, thanks to chat.
Yeah, thanks to
well,
chat.
Elise says definitely buying
for
KeyFast
repeating
and
the
Social
stream.
Beam.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, guys. We will see you. I'll send you off, Bretton. But we will see you guys tomorrow again at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Eastern Daylight Time. Eastern.
Yes,
right?
daylight. It's during the summer.
EDT.
Think of it this way: you want to have as much of the day as possible during the summer. So they decided to shift the time back to save the day.
It just rocked
Summer,
my world.
daylight
I have
saving
been
time.
incorrectly saying it for 28 years, and it just drives me nuts. But we'll be back at 4 p.m. EDT, and we have The Machine Must Work tomorrow, which will be fun. And the sales will be going on.
And introducing a new product tomorrow. Yes.
And introducing a new product, which it will be cool. And so we'll go over that. But that's it for today. Thanks to everyone in the chat: Katerina, Annika, Colin, Randall, everybody. The list is getting too long. I feel bad when I have to go through all of them. But we will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks again. And have a great rest of your day. Bye.